buying real estate without any money. Hey, what's up you guys? Lukas here from xlwealth.com. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about assets here. So the question is here, how can you purchase real estate? How can you purchase real estate without spending any money? Real estate. This is a very important question. Now, so many people out there say like, Lukas, getting real estate is super easy. But hey, how do I know the real estate that I want to get is the best deal? Now I'll tell you this. So what I've done, I'm sharing my story with you, okay? So I'm sharing my story that worked for me and most likely is going to work for you as well. Well, in this case, there was a property that I really wanted to buy, and the property was $100,000. In my case, euros, but that's just a minor detail. So the property, it's actually an old property. The old property is $100,000 euros. Now, if you want to buy this property and you want to make money from this property, what the bank says, it's very simple. The bank says, you know what? If you say this is a great deal, I can loan you money. The bank always says, let's do the 30-70 rule, which means 30% down payment. Okay? So the bank says you got to put in 30% of your own money. That means that the bank will loan you 70%. That's what the bank gives you, okay? So that means in this case, $30,000 was my own money. So that means buying property is not completely free, although it says buying real estate without any money. Okay, that's very simple. The idea is simple. The concept is simple. It works. But you got to start with a 30K. Okay, so you got to start with a 30K. That means with a 30K, you can get $70,000 from the bank. Now you own the property. Okay, so you got a property now. Be very happy. Yay! We got a property of $100,000. But what happens, like I said, it's an old property. The old property, we got to do something with the old property. Now, there's a reason why this is an old property. So what I did in my case, in my past, is I fixed up this property. I fixed it up because it was old. We took out the floor, we made new floors in, we had to strip some walls and put some new walls in, some dry walls. We actually refurnished the whole house. Now, I'm not saying about all the new furniture. I'm not putting in a new kitchen or anything. I'm just actually, just fixing up things to make it look nice. Instead of having an old property, I had a nice property. What I did in my case, after fixing it up, and maybe the fixing up costs you 10K, maybe 20, depending on what kind of fancy things you put in. But you can just put it, a reasonable price floor in it. It doesn't have to be the most fanciest one. So maybe the fixing up costs you $10,000. Now, in my case, what I did is I reappraised it. So what I did is I reappraised the property. So instead of $100,000, I reappraised it. After fixing it up, I appraised it. So it was appraised for $150,000. Which is a great thing. So instead of having my property being appraised for $100,000, which I bought it for using $30,000, I got the property appraised for $150,000. So I got it appraised for $150,000. Now what I did in this case was very simple. I'm getting a different color again. So what I did here, again, I refinanced it. So I said to the bank, hey, Mr. Bank, take a look at this. My property is currently worth $150,000. Now the bank actually says, oh, so we only loaned you $70,000. Again, they're going to apply the 30-70 rule. They're going to say the same thing. So, okay, so it seems that you got to give us the old money back. So, that's the procedure. You're going to give $70,000 back, and they're going to give you a new They're going to give you a new finance because you're going to refinance that because you appraised it, you reappraised the property, and the appraisal says actually, it's worth $150,000. Now with refinancing the property, all of a sudden, again, 70, I'll use a different color for you. Let me just grab a different color. So what happened all of a sudden, 70% of 150,000 is 105,000, okay? And your 30% is of course 45,000. Now, since you already own the property, you don't need to give the bank this amount because the bank says, well, we actually gave you 70, so, if you give that 70 back to us, we'll give you 105. Yes, $105,000. Now that is what happened in my case. I hope that the camera still catches this. This is $105,000 from the original $100,000 paid for the property. You gotta really think about this. You actually had to pay $100,000 for this property. You put a down payment of $30,000. You got a loan from $70,000 from the bank to be able to purchase the property. You got it. You fixed it up. You have reappraised it. You got to refinance because it was reappraised at $150,000. All of a sudden, the bank says, "Oh, actually, you should have gotten $105,000." The property was $100. Your down payment was $30. You took the $30 back again. And you're getting $105,000 from the bank, meaning you actually paid $100,000 for a property that is worth $150,000. This is how you can get your real estate without any money. You can get your real estate completely for free. Now, completely for free. Hey, we did a refurbishing. We fixed it up for $10,000. If you deduct that 10,000 minus the 5,000, that means you've got 5,000 left. In the end, means you've paid $5,000 for a whole property completely fixed up that you can completely rent out to your tenants who would love to pay $1,000 per month. Having $1,000 per month reoccurring in 5 months' time, the whole property, your initial investment in the property is already taken out. And from that moment on, after 5 months, after 5 months only, you already have your complete initial principal, the initial amount of money investment put in, you've taken that out. And this is how you can get real estate, grow that over time with hardly any money. And this is how I started. One of my first portfolios, one of my first real estate portfolios. And this is how you can do it as well. Okay, great. Hey, thank you very much for watching this video today. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button because that's what YouTube likes very much. And you only need to hit it once because if you hit it again, it'll just disappear again. But then you need to hit it again. So have it an uneven number of times to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out, also be sure to hit that bell icon. Then you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Be sure to click one of the both ends of the videos to watch the most recent ones. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye and happy investing.